All right, good morning, evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. So, I finally have the last piece of my lighting. I want to say trifecta, but it's like a fourfecta. I got the tail lights, cars the other way, corner lights back there, front DRLs up here, and now I got the night drive lights. I ordered these things almost 2 months ago. There's a little bit of a wait. Just know that if you want to get some of these guys. Now, the guy that makes them, he does it all in-house, makes most of it himself, so be patient with him. I know he has a lot of orders. I'm pretty excited about doing this. As you know, C5 Corvette in stock headlight form. Terrible, terrible vision. Mine do have the slightly upgraded LED versions of almost look stock, but it's not, and they're not that great. But from what I read online, these are night and day over anything else on the market. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little intro, and then we'll get into it. All right, I'm gonna do a little open box for you guys, show you guys what you get. I'll briefly skim over the install. I'll do one side and like a time lapse of the other side. Point out anything worth mentioning if that makes sense. Anything I ran into. I know there's a couple different versions of these guys on the market, so be cognizant of that when I talk about the ones I have, and I'll give you my final impression of them. I'll do before and after as far as how the headlights look, of course, and all that stuff, and yeah, let you know if they're worth your time. So let's go ahead and get that box open. All right, so I've opened the box, but I haven't opened the box. The first thing I noticed when I got this today was that it got some weight to it. It feels good. It feels quality, you know, weight's quality, right? So let's see what we get here. I'm gonna get a sticker. Of course, stickers are cool. It's actually a pretty cool sticker, honestly, for what it is. Some literature. I've watched a couple install videos so far by the gentleman that makes these. There's a lot of attention, install video location, read this, attention, read this, attention, read this, avoid bracket. So there's lots of, I guess, trial and error when doing this with all the people that he sold them to so far. But watching a few videos, it seems pretty straightforward. There shouldn't be too much of an issue. Pretty basic tools. If you're fairly inclined mechanically with anything, there's no reason why you should not be able to do this. All the things you're going to need to do this project will be in the description below, and where to order them as well, of course. Literature you get right there. And again, if you order this, you're going to get it with it. All right, here are the components themselves. So I will say they got more weight to them than I expected. I guess it's okay, and no issue with that. It's fine. Interesting. So all the videos I saw, all the wires are different colors. This was, I think, red or white. I can't remember, but I'm sure the directions will explain what I got to do. It's all 3D printed, but like I said, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty stout, pretty strong. And of course, you're gonna get two of these guys. Put these up here for the moment. I'll just get a close view. Hopefully, zooming in so you can see them. That's pretty cool. And if I'm not mistaken, there's two other types on the market. There's a round one and an owl version, if I'm not mistaken. If you heard me right, owl. Some sort of resistor. That's going to go... This guy actually goes by your battery and your fuse box to allow you to use your column stock for your lights up and down. I'll kind of go in depth on that, because that part was kind of fuzzy on the video. And I'm trying to make it a little more clear for you guys. And there should be some hardware too. And there is. Interesting. So I thought I was getting the newer version, which I'm not. This is the old version, which is kind of disappointing. I wanted the already done fixed black little 3D printed bracket he has, bump stop if you will, and this is the old one. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, that kind of took the wind out of my sails. I was looking forward to not having to deal with these, but I got to deal with them now. Awesome. Little baggie of hardware, and it's like little wire clips to connect to a 12 volt and a DRLs, which I'll show you that when we get there. Yeah, there's two of these guys. So I gotta watch the old video, which I've not watched yet because I thought I was getting the new kit. Damn, that pisses me off, but it's okay. We will do the best with what we got, you know? All right, so try not to lose anything. Put this back in the box, and I will go ahead and show you how the lights look now, and then we'll do a little install and give you my final thoughts. All right, it's kind of raining outside, but you'll get the idea. Let's turn these guys on stock form. As you can see, not terribly bright. Barely reflecting off that van over there, the ground a little bit. So hopefully this is a night and day difference. All right, quick little update. So whoever had this car before me had the what are these? The ADAs, ACAs or something? Yeah, ACA HIDs, which are a total pain to reverse engineer, taking all this crap apart, how much of spaghetti really, of wiring, and it was all through here and wrapped into, or the stock plugs rather, ran under here, up there, underneath the fuses. It was a pain to take it all apart. Finally got it apart. Had to solder the correct wiring in for the halos to work. I did just try them real quick. I am having one issue. So boom, that's on running lights. They're both wired the same polarity. That one works just fine. Now this side, this one inner halo is not working, unfortunately. Put the lights on. As you can see here, working as they should. They are very bright. Again, this halo is not working. And then brights. Should this be the one? Yep, boom. And boom, it looks like it's working, but it's not. The halo itself is not working, which is unfortunate. I mean, I'm not going to badmouth the product. The product is really good quality, and he makes these things by hand, so I'm not going to give him a hard time. But hopefully by the time the video is up, I will have reached out to him. Hopefully he can send me a replacement with his driver's side. Like I said, I checked and triple checked the wiring. The wiring is good. I might do like a continuity check between some of the wires, but yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm going to press on, get him installed. Looks like once you get a man to take it out, it's not too bad. So I can at least drive it around for a few days until I get a replacement. So that's where I'm at. Again, don't let that scare you. This might be a very one-off thing, and I'm not trying to badmouth the product. I do like it. It seems very bright. So I'm gonna get this buttoned up, show you how it looks compared to the HID deals I had. That one little halo not working won't make a difference as far as how it's gonna look as far as projector wise. So let me get these buttoned up. Now the directions provided are thorough, but they're quick. You gotta pause it a lot, obviously. Some of the reference points are kind of hard to see. For instance, some of the reference when installing it, one of the instructions would be like this bolt right there, and you don't really know exactly which point of reference it is. Just take your time doing it. It's not terribly hard. And also the high beams and low beams were supposed to be marked low and high as far as the plugs. They are not, unfortunately. But if you just kind of fart around, you can figure out which one's which. But yeah, it's really unfortunate why that one halo is not working. Let me get this wrapped up, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on install and anything you should know. All right, it is the next night. Everything's pretty much wrapped up. I have not put the fuse cover back on the fuse panel, and I'll get to that in a minute. That little tidbits. Covers are back on. Everything does work. There is a caveat. One thing I don't really care for is when you turn on the running lights, they turn on inside the housing, but then you flip up one more time. Obviously they come on. That's your lows. That's your highs right there. Back to lows. If you want just the halos, click that one more time. Just your halos are on. Now, last night during the video filming, when I got them all hooked up, no matter what I did, the driver's side inner halo will not illuminate. Just the halos are on. The projectors inside are not, just the halos. The side right there, I've checked and checked and checked polarity. I'm kind of at a loss. Obviously, they're all getting 12 volt because it's tapped into the DRLs down here, which are on, obviously. All the bulbs, all of the projectors are working. So this leads me to believe that this is a faulty halo. Now, I reached out to, what's his name, Damien today, and I explained what's going on in detail. I sent pictures, etc. I mean, I'm not a complete retard, but I know how to check polarity. So, only thing he said so far is that that's weird and that they test them before they ship out, which is great, but it doesn't really help me. So, I'm going to give this another 24 hours before I post this. But hopefully, I'm hoping he gets back to me with a replacement. I mean, if he sends me one, I'm going to send this one right back to him. I got to drive this for the next 10 days or so. My in-laws are here. They got to use my Mini. I'm not putting those back in for the time being. That's a pain. So I have no problem driving these around how they are. When the low beams are on, you can't even tell that halo's not on because it's so bright. So I'm not worried about that. But I mean, if I can get one in the future, a Slippy swap, I'm totally happy with that. So it's just kind of unfortunate. It's always something, you know. But other than that, they are a very awesome product. I do still recommend it. One thing that's kind of wonky about this kit as well, and again, it's a very minor thing, but when you turn them on, you can't just turn them off. They won't go down. You got to put it into bright, then turn it off, and then put your stock back to stock form. I'd imagine a resistor somewhere in this could fix that. This over here at the fuse box, super simple to do the fuses here. You got your power going there, your hot rather, and then and then down there, my finger is right there. That's your grounds, and then you got your relay deal here, which doesn't really tell you where to put it. I guess I'll just zip tie it to this handle or something. It's kind of goofy, but and then these go to these two fuses right here. Now I will say the little brass fittings that go around are kind of wonky, and they don't really fit back in. Even kind of forcing, I didn't want to force it. It works, and then putting these guys on are kind of delicate. You do want to crimp them a little bit to get a nice little fit over top of it. And then I got to get creative with putting this box back on without hurting a wire or something. I'll figure that out. Actually, I'm going to take care of that right now, and then I'll show you the before and after brightness level outside. All right, here we go. First time checking these bad boys out. Yeah, that's quite a bit brighter. That does look pretty cool. It really modernizes the car, for sure. Hope it shows up on a camera. Yeah, it's sharp. All right, and real quick, this is brakes. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. So that should be a huge improvement rolling down the street. Regular, and that's just your halos on. And remember, off, you got to go all the way forward and then off. So cool. All right, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I'm giving my final thoughts on this guy. All right, first things first here. Now the install itself, as far as how complicated, not terribly complicated. Took me over 2 nights to do, probably 2.5 hours total. Now probably closer to 4 because I was farting with the old lights, getting those out, and then trying to make that halo work on the driver's side to no avail. Do I recommend? Even though my little hiccup I have, I'm hoping it gets rectified. I do recommend them. Night and day difference, as you saw. Holy cow. I hope I'm not blinding people, but I feel like there's a huge difference between low and high, which is cool. Level of complexity, if you're a beginner, to do it, I would say 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, 10 being a complete engine swap, going from an LS6 or LS3, 1 being an oil change. I would say this is like 4 or 5, not too bad. The instructional video, like I said before, it goes really quick. If you know the headlights and the anatomy of them, it makes sense. If you've never farted with them, you're going to be kind of lost in a couple spots. I did notice a lot of the wire color references were not correct. Not a huge deal, but some people might screw you up a little bit. Some of the filming, as far as where it goes, like I said, there's no reference point, so you can't really, what am I looking at? That's kind of frustrating, but you can figure it out. And then lastly, when you're plugging in your highs and lows, in the video it states that they're labeled low. They're not, so I had to kind of figure that out, which I got figured out. And then the little halo deal I'm dealing with, but that sucks. And again, I explained to the gentleman, Damien, today what's going on. We got a good little rapport going on, and then I explained, like, hey, I think it's just a defective part of my end. Would you mind just swapping it out? Obviously, I'll send you this one back. It's been radio silence ever since. I don't know if he thinks I'm trying to get one over on him. I was very delicate with this product, putting it in. Did it get messed up in shipping? I don't know. Did I pull on something too hard? Possibly. But again, I was very delicate with these guys, just because of all the warnings and stuff going into it. And I'm not new to working on cars, electronics, mechanics at all. I took very good care when installing it. It might just be a weird fluke, you know, I don't know. But even if he gets back to me, he's like, hey man, I'll get you one in a couple months. Cool, I'm cool with that. So hopefully that gets rectified. And obviously between now and tomorrow, when I upload this, if he gets back to me, I will omit this, or I'll put it obviously at the bottom, like, no, everything's cool. But for $400, is pretty cool. I think some of the hardware could be a little more refined, especially the fuse box area. That was kind of goofy. But again, it is what it is, and he has to make a profit too. He can't go too crazy, but where the quality matters is where you put it, if that makes sense. The 3D printing was fine. It felt stout. The halos themselves, like I said, mine might be defective. I don't know. They all feel fine. They look great. They feel like quality parts. A lot of R&D did go into this. I do appreciate that. Overall, good product. Again, I wish that one little halo worked. I'd be the happiest consumer right now. But it is what it is. That's life. And if I got to buy another set to get that bulb fixed, or if someone watching this is like, oh, I'm familiar with these, you got to check this, or you got to check the resistor or the capacitor, blah, blah, blah. I'll look for that. So if someone knows what's going on, please hit me up. I'd be more than thankful if you could put me in the right direction. So with that being said, all my lighting now is complete. I will, in my next videos, I'm going to do a complete overview and dusk type driving to show you and showcase every lighting I've done, from the interior LEDs to the side markers, DRLs, the reverse lasers, even the middle one I did recently. I haven't shown you that yet. And then obviously I'll do a nighttime drive with the night drive lights. So that's all I have for today. If you're doing this install, any questions, by all means ask me. I know Damien's super busy. I'm sure he probably gets about 40 emails a day, people like me. So I have no problem answering your questions at all. Let's come up next. So lighting's all squared away. Next thing we're doing is bushings, and I'm doing poly bushings. I'm gonna start up front and then do the rears. That should be interesting. It should feel like a brand new car, because I already got new tie rods up front, new sway bar bushings up front, new hubs up front. So once I do all the bushings, I'll probably do an inner tie rod and probably the ball joints, just because. I might do a video on that. I don't know. And then we got some rear diffuser coming, front diffuser, or spoiler rather, and then some more interior stuff. It never ends. So no shortage of stuff. As far as my C8 goes, the plant shut down right now. Criswell Chevrolet, where I'm getting my C8, which I ordered 15 months ago, almost 15 months. No, 14 months last week. They're just not getting cars right now. There's people that ordered 6 months before me and haven't even got an allocation yet. Now my order's gone in. I don't have an allocation yet, so I guess my price is locked in, but I'm just waiting. If I thought for sure I would have had it back in August. Here it is, Halloween. If I get it by March, I'll be happy, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Life, you know? So, alright guys, I'm just rambling right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted, and I'll catch you guys in a few days with something fun. Actually, no, I'm doing my 10,000 subscriber video with my wife. That's what we're doing next. Look out for that. Alright guys, mark out.